Okay. All right then. Well, welcome everyone. So this is the second session in our Discovery series. My name is Rich. I'm the founder and head coach of RIAK Fitness. We're a coaching outfit, cycling and triathlon coaching. Talk a little bit more about what we do in a moment. But first things first, let's get ready to go. Here we are then. All right then. Welcome to session 2. So tonight's session we're going to be working on speed endurance, okay? So you'll see lots of short, sharp efforts. I'll be walking you through it all. Do not worry. For now, just a quick heads up that a lot of the session will be performed out with erg mode turned off. So if you're not familiar with how to do that, you don't need to do this now, but it's just so that you're familiar with it. Go to the Sensors tab on RGT, and there's on the top right hand corner there's an erg tab, and you're just going to be turning that off after the warm-up when I prompt you. Nothing to mess around with just yet, so do not worry. And then the other thing is you're going to need a phone or a calculator close to hand, because we're going to be implementing an exhaustion protocol. So I'm just going to deal with that first, so that everyone can have a bit of time to kind of get used to the idea. But basically what we want to do is make sure that these reps are high quality. So after the third one of those little spikes, those 1 minute efforts, I'm going to encourage you to remember the average power. So with RGT, you only get a quick snapshot of your average power for the interval, and you'll see it coming up in about 30 seconds time, your average power for this first step of the warm-up. And basically guys, what I'm going to tell you to do is after the third 1 minute sprint effort, I'm going to be asking you to remember what the average power was, and then you're going to work out how low your power can drop before you stop doing the intervals, and then basically just ride the rest of the session out nice and easy. Okay, I will explain that a little bit further, but what our baseline is going to be is a 12% drop off from the third interval. Okay, I know that sounds complicated, but you don't need to worry about anything just yet. It's that third interval, we want the average power, and then we want to know what a 12% drop is. And so all you're going to do is take that average power for the third interval and multiply it by 0.88, and that will give you your 12% drop. And then basically if your power drops below that in any subsequent intervals, it's time to call it a day. I'll explain it all a bit more in a second. That's just an FYI of what we're going to be up to, just so you can start to get used to the idea. So as I say, my name is Rich. If any of you guys are new to these sessions, we really encourage them to be as interactive as possible. Okay, so you can use RGT, the chat function there. If you're on Zoom, you can use the Zoom chat feed. And likewise, if you're on Zoom, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask away. Always really happy to field questions. In particular, if you're really keen for knowledge, I would really encourage you to come to our Monday evening session, which is pretty unstructured. It's just an easy group ride, but we do a sort of a deep dive into particular training topics, and we always leave plenty of time towards the end of the session for people to ask questions. So, session 2 of the Discovery series, we're looking at your speed endurance. So every session in this Discovery series is about discovering something about yourself as an athlete. Last week we had the FTP test, so that was about discovering your FTP, and hopefully you guys all came through that relatively unscathed, and maybe hopefully to some degree enjoyed it. I don't know, or at least it was slightly less hellish doing it as part of a group. So this week we're looking at speed endurance. So what is speed endurance? It's basically your ability to repeat short, high-powered efforts. That's why we've got all these 1 minute intervals. Okay, basically it's just 1 minute as high as you can go, as many times as you can go before that 12% drop off after the third interval. Okay, so don't worry if you're looking at all those intervals and you're like, bloody hell, I gotta do 1 minute full gas all those times. Don't worry, it's not necessarily intended that you do all of them. Okay, it's about doing high quality work and doing as many as you can whilst maintaining a certain standard. All right? I know this all sounds a little bit overcomplicated, but I promise you the first time you do this sort of session, it will all make sense. Okay? So do not stress if you're looking at all those intervals and thinking, oh God, have I made a mistake? Hopefully you haven't made a mistake. I can't answer that question for you. But don't worry, it's not necessarily intended that you're going to get absolutely marmalised by this set. It's about more about finding out kind of how well developed your anaerobic system is, how quickly you can recover and go again. Now, you might be asking, why is this important? You know, you might, if I was talking to a group of racers, you know, that only did racing, and I imagine not all of you, some of you guys probably race, some of you don't, some of you do kind of different types of events, sportives, etc. This stuff applies to all of you. So for racers, it's an easy sell. You got to be able to recover quickly and go again. But for the rest of us that perhaps aren't e-racers or crit racers, why is this stuff important? Well, speed endurance is important because it's getting over those really punchy climbs, that last kind of gasp effort to get over the top. It's when you're messing around with your mates, you know, it's when you're trying to power back onto a wheel if you're suffering. That anaerobic system, we all will have experienced it, and we will experience it probably every week, you know, to a certain degree. It just obviously won't necessarily present it to yourself as, you know, what we've got here, like 10 or 12 1-minute intervals. That's obviously not how it presents itself. We've kind of come up, this is kind of a formulaic approach to it. But trust me guys, you will have been using all this anaerobic effort so many times just without thinking of it. And so it's important, if you want to be a balanced rider, that you're good at this stuff too, or you've at least kind of paid it the requisite amount of attention. So guys, it's a good sesh. You're definitely going to feel like you've worked hard in this. So we're on the penultimate step of the warm-up. I've got on my timer about 1 minute and 5 seconds left of this penultimate step. Then we've got the 3 fast pedaling efforts. We then got the final primer build, which you can see finishes off with a little sprint. All of that in erg mode. So nothing to think about until we've gotten through all of that. Well, just getting through it for a start. But we've got plenty of time before we start messing around with erg modes and numbers and stuff. So don't worry. Just relax, get the fluids on board, make sure you've got that nice and efficient cadence. So my cadence is around about 85 right now. Probably want to be somewhere near the same. Okay, so around 85 RPM in terms of your leg speed, at least above 80. Okay, so your anaerobic system, I'm not going to go too much into the science tonight, guys. That's something we cover quite a lot in the sessions. For your anaerobic system we're going to be using is what's called your lactic acid system. So lactic acid is actually an energy source. It's lactate and the accumulation of hydrogen ions in your muscles and blood that kind of starts to interfere with the neuromuscular contraction, and they're what kind of cause that fatigue and that pain sensation we all get when we're getting close to the limit. So we're going to be using an anaerobic system this evening, pretty much exclusively. Okay, and as an energy system, it can be more efficient, it can be less efficient, and what we're looking to find out tonight is kind of where it is at the moment, and then looking to see whether we need to do any work in this area. So I would say at a baseline, your goal should be able to get through 6 of the reps. Don't stress if you don't do it, okay? There can be a myriad of reasons why you perhaps don't get through the first 6 intervals, one of which being fatigue, dehydration, blah, 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 you know? So I'm not putting pressure on you, but I always get asked, like, how many should I look to do as a bare minimum? And I would say, try and get through at least 6 before, hopefully, your numbers start to drop too low. Anyway, right, so on my clock, I've got 35 seconds until we hit the first fast pedaling effort. So normal drill with these guys, if you've been to our sessions before, Good, power's going to come in, and we're just going to spin up our legs above 100 RPM, lift that default cadence, get those fast twitch muscle fibers going. All right, so get ready to go. Nearly time to start focusing. Yeah, so, yeah. Okay, here we go for first fast pedaling effort. But yes, get, yeah, first 6 intervals, including the first 3 that I was talking about. So yeah, 6 in total should be your target of getting through. I'll explain the exhaustion protocol a little bit more once we got through the primer set. Okay, really spin those legs up. Mine's a little bit sluggish, sorry, I can't do 2 things at once. Last 3 seconds, spinning up those legs, and relax. Okay, so that's 1 down. So we look to get above 100 RPM on that first one. On the second one, let's try and get to around 110, like the cadence target that is in there. Hopefully you're all okay so far. Okay, 30 seconds, then we get into the next one. Do remember, guys, we do have a RIAK kit on RGT. Should you want to sport our colours, it's the kit I'm wearing now. Pretty cool, I think, anyway. Okay, last sort of 10 seconds, and then we hit the next interval. I love the fact that you can have your own kit on RGT. I think it's got to be one of the best things about it. It's great for us anyway. Here we go then. Round 2, let's really spin those legs up. Looking to get to around 110 RPM on this round. Go on, keep it going, keep going. So soften the elbows, make sure you're not bouncing up and down on the saddle. Soften the upper body so it keeps your bum planted. Last couple of seconds, and relax. Well done, guys. Okay, good stuff. So just 1 more of those to go. One more of those. Then we've got that rapid build. And then we've got a bit of a cruise section before we get into the first interval. And that's when I'll be prompting you to turn erg mode off and just giving you a little reminder about how we're approaching this session. Guys, if you don't care about any of the anaerobic stuff, it's just going to be a good session. Okay? So do not worry about that. Nothing like just sort of hitting yourself hard a bunch of times and coming away feeling good. You just don't want to be doing that all the time. Okay, 15 seconds. They're into that 3rd round. Let's get ready to go then, guys. So let's top out 120 RPM on this 3rd and final fast pedaling round. Here we go then. Right, power's going to feed in. Let's get that power nice and high. Go on, guys, keep it going, keep it going. I've got my FTP pretty much hard, so it's kind of hard for me to get the cadence without just completely spinning out. But keep going, guys, keep going. Last couple of seconds. And relax. Okay, right, so you got a minute, and then we're going to hit the first of that stepped build. Okay, so we're building through the training zones on that one. And then we're going to hit out with a little sprint, a little primer sprint, very short and sharp, just to get those anaerobic systems going that I was talking about earlier. Always really important before you start sort of sprint-like efforts like this that you're really nice and warm. Okay, otherwise it's kind of asking for trouble injury-wise. Okay, 20 seconds, and then we're gonna crank it up a little bit. Don't forget, guys, if you've got any questions at any point, please do let me know. Use RGT Here we go, starting the first step of the build. You can use the channel on RGT or on Zoom, or feel free to, if you're on Zoom, feel free to unmute yourself. Just making sure I've got the Zoom chat up as well. Oh, no, that's too much. There we go. Okay, so in terms of leg speed, we want to start picking that up too, okay? So at least above 85 RPM for now, and then with each subsequent step, just adding a couple of extra RPM, so that when we're hitting that sprint, we're hopefully already well over 90 RPM, ready to lay it down. Okay, still in erg mode for this for now. Doing a great job, guys. Just keep building, keep building. Okay, lift that leg speed again. As that power feeds in. That's Steve just gone past me. Well done, mate. Okay, keep it steady, guys. Keep it steady. Just keep building. Stay relaxed. So every time I'm saying stay relaxed, what I want you to do, guys, just soften the elbows, draw the shoulders away from the ears. You'll hear me talk about that a lot, and it's because we all subconsciously get more and more tense as the work gets harder, and it's not something you kind of just do habitually. You have to keep reminding yourself, and that's kind of what I'm here for. Keep reminding you to keep that good form and to keep those good habits going. 5 seconds, then we hit the top step, and then get into that build. Okay, well done. Here we are then. So it should feel like an 8 out of 10 effort right now. Getting ready to hit it out into that sprint. So this is going to be at a similar power to those 1 minute efforts. So it'll just give you a bit of a sighter as to the level of effort. 30 seconds. So as I say, your leg speed should be well above 90 RPM right now. It's going to need to lift more as well. 20 seconds, let's get ready, guys. This is just a little tester sprint, just to get ourselves fully awake. 10 seconds. Here we go then, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go then. Come on, guys. So only 10 more seconds. Fire it in, fire it in. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, good, good, good. Now relax. So we're back down to around 65% of FTP, down to cruising level. We're here for 5 minutes, so just relax. Okay, so I would suggest if you want to kind of get yourself as used to running out of erg mode as possible. So this is your prompt to turn erg mode off. It's a pan flat course, so should be pretty straightforward to keep your power relatively consistent. So reminder of how to turn erg mode off. Go to the sensors menu in RGT. Top right hand corner is the erg tab. Turn that off. Come out the sensors menu and then just leave it. It'll take sometimes around 15-20 seconds for it to kind of switch off completely and for your trainer to start simulating the course. And as I say, it's a pan flat course, so there actually shouldn't be much feedback coming through. So don't stress about that if you're not feeling anything too much, but you will be responsible for looking after your own gearing and keeping your power consistent. You've got about 4 minutes to kind of get on top of all that. Okay, so erg mode off. So right guys, let's start thinking about the main focus of the session. We've got these 1 minute intervals. There's a power target in there, but ignore it really, because it's basically a full gas effort for 1 minute, 60 seconds, everything you've got, doing it as many times as you can before that after that third interval. So the reason we use the third interval is because for the first two you're going to be completely fresh. All right, so they're not going to be numbers that you can repeat. All right, so we need to fatigue you a little bit until we can get to a number that we reckon we can probably repeat a number of times, okay? So it's going to be more like a sort of effort that you can repeat in a race for anybody that is a racer. Okay, so first two, you kind of get sighter reps, okay? So you're still going max effort, but there to kind of get rid of the tension, get rid of the anxiety. All right, and the third rep, I want you to make sure you capture what your average power is for that third rep, because that's what you're going to times by 0.88, and that's what's going to give you your baseline. So for the 4th, 5th, and 6th reps, etc., you're going to try and stay above that 12% drop off. That is your goal. As soon as if you drop below it, that ends the kind of sprints for you. Don't bin the session. All I'm going to say is recover, and then I want you to try and sit about 65% of FTP, which is where we're at now. So have a quick look at your power number now. This is the type of effort that the power target that you're on now. That's what, if you have to finish the sprints early, that's where we want you to sit, okay? And just finish the rest of the session with a nice zone 2 cruise. All right, so I'll just repeat all that again. So the first two efforts, we're just going to go hell for leather, don't have a care in the world, erg mode is off, we're just showing off, hopefully having a bit of a race on RGT. You know, why not? The third rep, that's 3 fingers. The third rep, you're going to need to take note of your average power, which comes up at the bottom. Okay, little green number hopefully comes up in the bottom. You're then going to times that by 0.88, and that's going to give you your baseline that you have to stay above, the power target that you have to stay above in each interval. Okay, and then in your 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, however many reps you do, the moment you drop below that average power, that baseline you set yourself, it's game over on the sprints, and it's time to cruise for the rest of the session and just hopefully take it in, ask questions, whatever you want, okay? But don't just bin the session, just finish off with some nice cruising. The reason we've got this exhaustion protocol is because we want the reps to be high quality. If they start to drop below a certain level, you're no longer working purely anaerobically, okay? There's too much of an aerobic element coming into it, and that's not really what we're working on. We want pure anaerobic system triggered, all right? So high quality reps, we need to stick to this exhaustion protocol, even if the old ego might be resistant. So guys, hopefully that all makes sense. We've got 25 seconds till we hit the first rep, so we should be erg mode off. Okay. I'm ready to go. So let's just ramp up. Make sure that leg speed is nice and high. Got about just over 10 seconds till we go. Don't think about it too much, guys. Just go for it. All right. Ready to go then in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we are then. Big first rep. Come on, guys. Let's go for it. 60 seconds. Push, 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 push. That's 15 down, 45 to go. We're now probably finding out how long 60-second effort is. It's a long time. That's halfway, 30 seconds. Okay, lift it again, and then we kick it 20 seconds to go, and then we final sprint with 10 to go. Okay, let's kick 20 seconds. Let's go. Some really good numbers here on RGT. Well done. Keep it going, keep it going. Okay, here's the finisher sprint. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, good, good. Okay, and relax. And relax. So just spinning up now. You've got 3 minutes of recovery in between each one. That's round 1 done. Well done, guys. Okay, so just chill out. When it comes to the power targets and the recovery, don't worry too much. You just want to make sure it's kind of below about 50% of your FTP. Should feel like a 1 or a 2 out of 10. Just catch your breath, and once you caught your breath again, just make sure you pick up your leg speed. So we want your default cadence to be around 80 RPM. We don't want your leg speed to be too low, otherwise it will slow down your recovery. Okay, So nice and relaxed. Sit, get some water on board. Try not to take on too much water, guys. I know that sounds cruel, but it's just because it might come back up. So take little sips, little and often, like a boxer, or even a boxer. To be honest, they never really swallow the water, do they? They just sort of take it into their mouths, stop their mouth from drying out. Because if they then get punched in the stomach, yeah. Anyway, that's probably information you don't really need to hear for cycling. So well done, guys. That's round 1 done. Round 2, let's see if we can try and hit around that similar sort of power. So hopefully you're starting to notice at the bottom, after you finish an interval, the numbers come up with the average power. If not, let's make sure we take note of it on the second one, so that we're ready to go on for when we do the 3rd rep, we know exactly what we're doing. Okay, well done. So nice and relaxed. "60 seconds, and then we go into round 2. So make sure you pitch your cadence back up above 80 RPM. You're pedaling nice and efficiently, nice and relaxed. Last little sip of water. Let's get ready to go, guys. Round 2 is coming up. Sorry, excuse me. Okay, not long then, 10 seconds. Let's start drawing our minds back to the task at hand. Round 2 is fast approaching. So let's get ready to drop in that big gear in 3, 2, 1. Here we go then. Round 2, guys. Come on, 60 seconds. You've had your sighter. You know how long 60 seconds is now. There's a very small element of pacing. But let's just go full gas, okay? Everything you got. Come on. Push, 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 coming up to halfway. There we go, 30 seconds. Come on, guys, come on, push, push, push. "20 left, 20 left. Let's kick. Let's lift that power. And get ready to full world-ending sprint. Ready, ready, ready. 2, 1, come on, max sprint, come on. Big effort, come on, guys. Last few seconds, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. And relax. Really good stuff, guys. Well done. Really well done. Okay. So that's round 2 down. Hopefully you remember to catch your average power after that one. It only comes up for a very short period of time. So you do have to be quick about it. I'll remind you in this 3rd rep before you finish it to check out your power. And then after this 3rd rep, remember, you're going to need to challenge that average power by 0.88, 0.88. Okay, and that's going to give you your baseline power that you have to try and stay above with each interval. All right, so hopefully now we've repeated it several times, that's now becoming a little bit more familiar and you understand why we're doing that. So make sure that we're hitting that anaerobic system properly. It's not always about how many reps you can do, it's about the quality of them. Now, what we are testing or assessing in this session is how many reps you can do at the moment. Okay? And then the goal would be, particularly if you're a racer, to start working on that short duration power, those 1 minute, 2 minute efforts, because they're really, really important in racing, crit racing, e-racing. A lot of people tend to focus on sort of max effort sprints, but let's be honest, guys, how often do you get into a situation where you're doing a max effort sprint? If you do, it's sort of 5 seconds long. It's really short and sharp. More often you're using these kind of big efforts to try and get away from people or to try and stay with people. Okay, and these are the types of efforts that we all need to do. It's for me personally, in terms of my power duration curve, my ability to produce power over different distances, I like to think I'm pretty well balanced and not too shabby at what I do. But the 1 minute power for me is somewhere I have to really work. Okay, so you'll find me doing a lot of these sessions, or something similar at least. Okay, so remember, third rep, that's when we want to take note of that average power at the end. I will keep reminding you, I'll remind you in the effort as well. Got about just over 30 seconds before we go again. Nice and relaxed. Hopefully feeling okay. Thanks for the wave, guys. Always nice to see as people go past, give me a wave. Probably not going to want to do that in about 45 seconds time. Okay, come on then, guys. Let's get ready for round 3. This is the big one. This is the one that's going to set the tone for us. Come on, guys. Here we go. Let's lift it. Big numbers time. Yes, that's it. Excellent, guys. You can see it's just all red on our leaders board on RGT. That's what we want to see. Everyone go big on this third rep. 45 seconds to go. Come on, guys. Come on. That's halfway. Push, guys, push, push, push. 20 seconds, come on. Let's lift it. Lift it, pick it up, pick it up. Get ready to really go for it for the final 10 seconds. Here we go. Max level, max level, come on. Last few seconds, remember. Take note of your average power after this one. In 1 seconds, remember. Take note of that average power. So mine's coming up as 224. Okay. And then once you caught your breath, you then want to grab that phone or calculator and work out what a 10% drop from that would be. Okay? Well done, everyone. Just relax. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay. So just get your breath back. And let's say once you're comfortable again, or relatively comfortable, grab that phone, grab that calculator. You want to times that average power you just produced by 0.88. Okay, that's going to give you a 12% drop off, and that's going to give you the average power that you have to stay above. Sorry, you have to stay above that average power for the rest of the intervals. If you fail to do so, it's then cruise time. You know, it's not the end of the world. You get to chill out whilst other people are suffering. That's not bad. I sound a bit sick there. So just remember, times that average power number from the previous sprint by 0.88, and that'll give you your baseline, the power that you have to try and stay above. Apologies if I'm being a bit annoying by repeating it so many times. It's just because I know when people are stressed and tired, suddenly these sorts of things that might seem straightforward to me because I do this stuff all the time. I know it may not feel that way to you, and any kind of added stress or complication can be quite irritating. So hopefully you're not hating me too much right now. Just hate me for how hard the session is. I can take that. Right then, 60 seconds. And then we're at round 4. So, can we beat that 12% drop off? Hopefully, you should be all good on this 4th rep. All right? But let's just give it full beans nonetheless. We want to see how many times we can repeat our high-powered efforts. Just around 35 seconds. Until we go for round 4. Come on, let's go big, guys. Come on, let's do this. "20 seconds then. Make sure your leg speed's upwards of 80 RPM now. Last 10 seconds. 5, 4, let's get ready to go. 2, 1, here we go then, guys. Round 4. Let's beat that baseline target, come on. Push, guys, push, push, push. Come on, you do this. Coming up to halfway, 30 seconds to go. Let's get ready to kick. 20 seconds, come on, kick, 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 kick. Let's lift it. Final sprint coming up, 2, 1, come on, 10 seconds, come on, push it all the way to the end. Last few seconds, 2, 1. Good, 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 good. Excellent work, sir. Excellent work, guys. Quick glance at that average power. Hopefully you stayed above that 12% drop off. Really well done, guys. Excellent stuff. Still sips of water, remember to keep it coming on board. Just a little and often, try not to take big gulps. Otherwise it can feel very uncomfortable. So hopefully, guys, after that one, we're now in tune with what we're up to. Okay. It's all about going hard and then recovering as quickly as possible, and a big part of that is making sure your leg speed comes back up after you've caught your breath. Because you want to be pedaling nice and efficiently. It's going to help flush out the lactate and rubbish accruing in your muscles. I hope everyone's doing okay. Just perhaps a quick little reminder, perhaps a bit way too late for this, but these types of session where it's all about just trying to get air into your lungs, even though you're purely anaerobic, just to help you try and recover. The most important thing when it comes to training indoors, if you are indoors, is ventilation. So obviously, hopefully you've all got a fan on you, but the most important thing is making sure those windows are wide open, so you're getting oxygen. Okay. Because otherwise, if you've got the windows shut, guys, you're just going to be recirculating kind of moist, humid air, which is going to have less of an oxygen content. Oh, sorry, more of a fluid content, really. And it's just going to help you overheat. And your sweat is not going to be able to evaporate, which is kind of one of the really important things about making sure there's ventilation and recirculating air. So it helps take away some of the humidity from both the air and also from your body. Okay, 40 seconds then, and then we're on to round 5. So make sure the leg speed's back up above 80, and we get ready to do battle again. So I now expect you're experts in exactly how long 60 seconds is, and when you're working that hard, it feels like an eternity. I know it does for me. There is a reason why this is a bit of a black spot in my power duration curve. It's because I'm not very good at it. Okay. Come on then, 10 seconds. Come on, build up the leg speed. Let's get ready to drop the hammer. Okay, let's stamp on those pedals. Let's go. Come on, guys. Lift it, lift it, lift it. Come on, you can do this. You can do this. Approaching halfway. There we go, 30 seconds. Last 20, let's lift it, let's lift it. Go on, Gethin, that's you, just gone past me. Last 10 seconds sprint, final sprint. Come on, come on, come on, come on. 2, 1. And relax. Well done, everyone. Really well done. Excellent stuff. So that's 5 down. Hopefully we're still above that 12% drop off and we get to have some more fun. So that's 5 down already. You know, as I said at the start, get through 6 and you've done a fantastic job. Okay? This is, however, perhaps some of the point where for some of you guys this might be starting to really bite and that power might be coming down. Don't stress if that's the case, okay? If you fail to reach that baseline, that cutoff, don't bin the session, don't just go all it a day completely. Stay on the line. Keep cruising at zone 2 around 65% of your FTP and just finish the session up like that, because as I say, it's all about quality. Don't be tempted to try and drag yourself through the rest of the intervals. It's not worth it. You're not going to be getting a tremendous amount out of it, so make sure you stay true to that cutoff. Some days you're going to be able to do more than others. It's just how it goes, okay? But let's start positive. Got a minute and 45, spinning up the legs, a couple of sips of water, and then we're going to go flying at it again. If you do finish a bit earlier, guys, do feel free to start pinging in your messages. I can start covering stuff in the recovery intervals as best as I can in 3 minutes. So when I do these efforts personally, I don't often do sessions where we try to see how many I can do. I'll pick a certain number and I'll make sure they're high quality. So there'll be a lot of endurance riding as well. So that's what I mean by don't bin the session. Finish off with a nice sort of however long of endurance riding as well. But let's not think about that too much because we've got the next interval fast approaching in about 50 seconds. And we're going to kick the living crap out of it, okay? So I think is that Peter stalking me? I think it is. All right, mate, I want to see you turn into a blur in about 30 seconds time. See a few of your other guys going past as well. Let's get ready to go then, guys. So this is round 6. You're all legends just for turning up to this session, but in particular if you get through round 6 and beyond, really well done. Okay, here we go. Ready, ready, ready. Let's go then, guys. Come on. Lift it, lift it, lift it. Yeah, no worries, Pete. If you're a little bit behind, you stick to your timeline, mate. The rest of you guys there, you got about 40 seconds left of this hard 60-second effort. Come on, we're coming up to halfway. Well done, Sylvan. See you going past, mate. 30 seconds to go. Let's lift it. Come on. Push, push. And then we've got the final 10-second sprint coming up. Here we go. 10 seconds. Everything you got. Come on, empty the tank. 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Good, guys. Good. Well done, everyone. Keep it going. If you're still working, keep it going. Don't worry if you're a bit behind on the feed. What tends to happen is that when you're sprinting like this, when you stop, the trainer then has to spin down a little bit before it catches up again with the level of resistance. So don't stress if you're falling behind, guys. I have to try and keep it consistent for everybody that's following. Really well done, everyone. So that's round 6 done. Hopefully we're still above that 12% drop off and just going nicely not necessarily enjoying it, but know that we're getting a hell of a lot out of it. Come on, let's see if we can get to 10. Let's do all 10 intervals, staying above that 12% drop off. I think you would officially become a sadist, actually, but we'd have to tell anyone about that. You can do this though, guys. So top little tip, guys. So one of the reasons when I'm on turbo, I always ride with my hands in the middle of the handlebars. Well, mainly one because it's comfortable like this when you've not got much power, but it's also really good when you're going hard. So what this does is, and this is a good climbing position as well. So when you're in the middle of the bars like this, it pushes your bum back on the saddle. So it's going to get your glutes involved a little bit more. And then it kind of just lifts your chest up a little bit, gets some of the compression away from your diaphragm, so you can just breathe a touch easier. So all in all, guys, doing this sort of position, when you're on a turbo, obviously when you're out on the road, you want to get aero and get low. But when you're on the turbo trying to get power out, this is a really good position to ride in. And as I say, it's always also a good climbing position. The reason for that is when your hands are in the middle, it reduces the length of the levers. So if you've got your hands out wide, any kind of movement is going to turn the wheel. Whereas you've got your hands in close, it's going to keep the wheel nice and straight. And let's face it, when we've got a tough climb, we want to get up there as quick and as straight as possible. So don't be afraid to get into this position if you need that extra couple of watts. 20 seconds though, and then we're on round 7. Gosh. 10 seconds, come on guys, you can do this. Don't ease up now. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Okay, round 7, off we go then. Come on guys. Come on, you can do this, guys. Approaching halfway on my clock. Okay, that's 30 seconds on my clock. Keep driving it in, guys. Keep pushing all the way to the finish. $20, let's lift. Getting ready for that final sprint. Get ready to empty the tank. Here we go, 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Yes, team, well done, guys. Well done, everyone. If you're still going, keep pushing all the way to the end of the interval. Same process as we've been following. 20 seconds you lift it, and then 10 seconds you go all out sprint. Well done. Really well done, everyone. So that's round 7. Good stuff. You're still above that drop off. If you fell below it, just call it a day on the sprints, and let's just ride, get your breath back, and then ride through to the end of the session around 65% of FTP, or a 4 out of 10 effort if we're using the RPE scale. Okay. It's not often that a coach will tell you to not do more, so take it when you get the opportunity. If you can't keep the power above that 12% drop off. So, however, guys, we've got just 3 more on the board. Can you get through the final 3, keeping it above at that 12% drop off? That is the question. That is our challenge now. You must be thinking, in sight of the finish line now. Let's see if we can finish it off. Don't worry too much, guys. These sorts of sessions are not going to feature too heavily in our Discovery series. Every single session is about discovering something different. So It'll be a while before we do anything like this again. So if anyone that's new, this isn't our normal type of session. 60 seconds to go. And then we're on to round 8. So just 3 reps, guys. Come on. Let's get through them all. Make sure that leg speed's back above 80 RPM. So you're spinning nice and comfortably, just relaxing the upper body, doing all the little things that will just help you conserve energy and ride efficiently. 20 seconds then, let's get ready to do battle. Ten seconds, pick up the leg speed, get it well above 85 RPM, get ready to feed in that big gear. When you're sprinting, legs should be going around like Roadrunner. Here we go then. Come on, number 8, let's go. Push, 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 lift it guys, come on. Let's go big. Final few reps. Halfway, 30 seconds to go. Coming into the final sprint, get ready for it. Last 2 seconds, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Last 10 seconds, all out sprint. Everything you got. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep going guys, if you're a little bit behind, just keep pushing all the way to the end, don't give up. Really well done everyone. Just breathe. Just a quick little reminder why we're doing this. We've got 2 more reps to go. Why are we doing this to ourselves, guys? Because we want to know how good we are at this stuff. Unless we make ourselves do these things, you never know. Like, because I get it all the time with athletes that, you know, they say they're one thing because that's kind of what they've always told themselves. You know, I can't do this, I can't do that. And it's really frustrating because you'll go and do something like this and they'll just crush it. And you'll be like, well, we could be doing this type of racing, that type of racing. So it's important that you kind of take yourself out your comfort zone and do these types of sessions that you might not otherwise do. And you kind of, yeah, it's actually one of my big frustrations with athletes in general is we all pigeonhole ourselves. You know, I'm a triathlon coach primarily. You know, people pigeonhole themselves as an Ironman, half Ironman. Oh, I only do short course racing, blah, blah, blah. There's absolutely no reason for it. We might have strengths or weaknesses, but how do you know unless you tried everything? So don't worry guys, you're finding this hard, or maybe you're breezing it, I don't know. And maybe you're thinking, oh, I just get into doing a bit of crit racing or e-racing. It's all about discovering that out about yourself with this series. Okay, minute and 10. Yeah, basically my message for you tonight, guys, is don't pigeonhole yourself as one thing or another. Give it all a go. Why the hell not? All this stuff is meant to be fun. Doesn't matter whether you think you're an Ironman or you're, you know, a multi-stage racer or what have you. Give all the short stuff a go, and vice versa. Okay, 45 seconds. Just draw our mind back to the penultimate rep. That must sound good, surely. We're nearly there, guys. If you're still at the sprints, we call them sprints, but they're 60 seconds for want of a better word. Just got 2 more to go. I think if you're at the penultimate one, you must be able to squeeze squeeze out enough power to get past that cut off, that cut off drop off. Mine stopped working. Okay, 5 seconds. Come on, let's build it up now. Leg speed, get ready to drop that gear. Penultimate effort. Let's give it full gas. Come on. Push. Lift it, guys. Come on. Penultimate effort. Just one more after this. Let's get angry. Let's stamp on those pedals. Let's drive our way through this interval. And then the finish line is just going to be within touching distance. Come on, you can do this. Come on, big yourself up. Get angry. Let's fight our way through this. You're halfway through, 30 seconds. Let's lift it for 20. Come on, come on. Right, we've got the last sprint. Come on, let's go. 10 seconds. Come on, push, 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 push. Everything you've got for the last push to the line. Few seconds. 2, 1. If you're still going, keep firing it in, guys. Keep battling. All the way to the end of the interval. Really well done, okay? Really well done. You've got just one more interval left. Oh man. I bet when you started and you saw all 10 of those, or maybe you did the first rep, you're like, bloody hell, how am I going to do all these reps? And if you found yourself here with one rep to go, take my hat off to you guys. Just one more. And then you're done for the session. Come on, guys, you can do this now. Couple of minutes to gather yourself. Last little drink of water. Make sure you pick that leg speed back up above 80 RPM. Just seeing a few of the comments coming through on social media about how brutal the workout looks. That's got to make you feel proud of yourselves, guys. You're the brave ones who decided they were going to do this tonight. Hopefully you're finding out a lot about yourself, not only in terms of your speed endurance, but in terms of your powers of mental recovery, because that's a big part of it as well. It's very easy to get on top of yourself, start thinking you can't do it anymore. But I tell you can do it, guys, okay? Last rep coming up. Just over a minute. This is all about seeing how you can go hard, recover and go again, and keep it above a baseline. That's what this session is about. You can do it. Just over 45 seconds till we hit that final one. Let's get ourselves ready. Let's get ourselves pumped. Big yourself up. God, you're going to absolutely smash this, guys. This is where that, I call it angry power, kicks in. Just fueled by pure self-hatred. Okay? Bit too much of an insight into my mind and how I train, but there we go. But let's get angry for this last one. Just over 20 seconds. Pick up the leg speed. Get ready to drop the hammer. We go guns blazing for this last rep. Either your legs or the turbo are going to explode. One of the two. Let's do this. Come on, guys. Build it, build it, build it. Get ready. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, drop the hammer. Come on. Afterburners on. Full gas. Hyperdrive. Whatever phrase you want to use. Let's just smash this. Come on. Big final effort. That's excellent. Still seeing tons of red on that leaderboard on RGT. That means you guys are going big, and that's what we want to see. Coming up to halfway. There's 30 seconds. Come on, come on. Lift it. Get ready to pick up. 20 seconds. Come on, lift. Final 10-second sprint. This is everything you've got now. Come on. Empty the tank. Last 10 seconds. All the way to the finish line. Go, 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 go. Last couple of seconds. Yes. Well done. If you're still going, keep going all the way to the line. You're so close to finishing now. Come on, push it, guys. Let's keep the energy up for those guys that are still working hard. Come on, all the way to the finish line. Well done, guys. Really well done. That is a big set. So it doesn't matter how many you did, in effect, you all will have achieved the same thing. Okay, you're all about working that anaerobic system hard. Guys, this is super straightforward. It's basically just hit you with 1 minute intervals, fair bit of recovery in between. You can do this in your own time. Well, it's your own time now, but you know what I mean. You can do this session on your own every sort of 12 weeks or so to see how you're improving. Okay. Just remember that 12% drop off for a 1 minute all out effort like this. That's our cut-off point. Okay. We want it to be high quality reps, really honing in on that anaerobic system. If we're still working beyond that cut-off, as I explained earlier, it just means that it's going to be a lower quality rep and you're not going to be necessarily working that energy system in the way that you want to. Okay, guys, just relax. I know you probably don't care about anything in the world other than getting oxygen in your lungs and the legs from stopping burning. So well done, everyone. That was a really big session. You've done a fantastic job. That's session 2 of this discovery series, and I've absolutely no doubt you will have learned something about yourself. Just remember, these types of efforts are something we all have to do, whether we race or not. So you might as well give them a little bit of attention. That energy system just depends on your goals and your objectives, the events you're doing, as to how much. So obviously, if you're an e-racer or a crit racer, you want to be doing plenty of these types of workouts. If you're more of a long range rider, then you still want to do it just slightly less frequently. You know, just making sure that you're paying attention. So just about 20 seconds. Thanks very much, everybody. I hope to a certain extent you enjoyed that. I think, let me just check. I don't think my headphones are coming through properly. So apologies. I think if you try to talk to me tonight, I don't think my headphones have been working. So maybe all kinds of things been coming through. Yet more tech problems. But anyway, guys, there we go. That's us done, everyone. Just relax. Make sure you have a good old stretch after that. Good old stretch, high protein meal, because you would have done a lot of damage to your muscles. And a good night's sleep. Hydration as well, super important. So really well done, everyone. I'm going to end the live broadcast there. And I'll try and get my headphones sorted so that if anyone wants to have a chat, I'm available to do so. Okay.